Well, we got our 2-year-olds. They're finally 2-year-olds. We're going to talk about all the 2-year-olds, what they've been up to, what I expect. Do I need any changes? Are we going to do anything? I'm going to get to that right now. Almost there, boss. Nothing really to change with this guy. He has looked great for quite a while. Really, really happy with what I've seen from him. Trained well yesterday, Brody said. Just doing his work good. I'm really happy with him. Amor Diener. Can't be any more happy with this guy. He's done everything completely perfect from day one. We sent him down to Mario's barn just for a little swap out with Duke Dio for the month and another horse. Just because Amor Diener was doing everything right. I didn't think he needed any progression, so I just sent him down to Mario to put some work into him, train him with us, and by all accounts, he's been doing his work well. Arches Rainbow continues to look good. Man, she's a tough filly. I like everything about this filly. She's got a big, strong gait. A little skinny right now. I told them make sure they get the weight on her. She's been training good and looking good. Very happy with her. Better Be Sawyer. What can I say about her? She's done everything perfectly from day one. She looked great last week. The only horse that beat her was Miss Mildred the other day. And these fillies, both of them, got real slick gaits. Really, really impressed with Better Be Sawyer. Blue Bayou Dio made a little break the other day. Made a break again yesterday. A little deeper when she trained, but I told James I thought that when we were trying to get those wrinkles out of her, I added some weight to her, which you do for a normal trotter. She didn't take to it real well. She didn't like the weight. She started running in a little bit more. I think what we're going to do is tinker with her gear a little more, go the other way, lighten her up, might even put the hobbles on her, but definitely take the weight off of her that is on there right now. We got tons of time. She's got lots of speed, so what we're looking for is that sweet spot, right? That comfort level that I'd like to see from her. How do we hang her? We can get her to trot. How do we hang her up so she's effective, comfortable in doing her work and learning how to excel in and at a sprint? How do we get her to power into and out of the turns without any wrinkles and issues? Those are effective horses, and right now she's doing her work. No problem with her power output, but just keeping that confidence, that level of confidence. Been challenging the last week, so they all go through this. They all go through these little hurdles, and a lot of them are having them right now, and she's no different. In fact, the next horse is one that we have tinkered with. She looks fantastic now, but every time you've seen her under the drone, she made breaks. I'm talking about Bomb Hugger. I trained her the other day in 241, maybe even 239. She was just really, really strong and really, really good. Really impressed with Bomb Hugger. Century Invictus had his first training trip the other day since being castrated. They said he did everything right. Just went around with him. He looks good. Confederate Cruiser, we had added flip-flops to this guy's feet. Now, a lot of it has to do with his brother. His brother, I was told, broke his knee in May of his 2-year-old season. So we don't want to see that happen. I thought he was on the left line a little more than I'd like to see. We added the flip-flops, and he went great the other day. So obviously, whether it might be his feet are a little smaller and contracted on that harder track, or whether it was his knees, but the flip-flops definitely helped Confederate Cruiser. Very happy with what I've seen. Duke Dio, I trained Duke Dio in 241 the other day. It was great. All we did, took him up top, added a couple sets of bell boots to him, put a set of trotting hobbles on him, and he was a different horse. Now the shoes he had on were a little bit different. We changed them up. I went to aluminum behind, which I don't like doing, but sometimes it gets that last wrinkle out of them. Once you get that wrinkle out of them and their confidence starts to come up, you can switch them back from an aluminum to a steel almost seamlessly sometimes, and there's no issues. So right now, we're in a position where if you're going to start training in 240, right, you want 4 even quarters or get over the half in like 22, go a mile and 40. To do that, you're going to have transition in and out of the turns, right? That's where you see those horses make breaks in the turns sometimes. It's hard for them to switch gears in the middle of the turns and then switch leads coming out of the turn where they put a step in and they'll roll off. So addressing those wrinkles and fixing them now, starting to fix them now, is very, very important. So Duke Dio was good the other day. LSL was great. We castrated LSL last week simply because he was a little bugger. Wait, no. Maybe he's being done this Tuesday. No, he didn't train, so he was done the other day. LSL did not train yesterday, but the week before he just showed how talented he is. Isa 10 had 2 splints crowd, I believe, so she missed this week, but on training day she was lights out. She was really good. Garden State Dio, I went with her the other day. She was good. Now, they went with her yesterday before I got there. Again, that's my fault. I just didn't foresee a path to being able to train yesterday after how bad the track was on Friday because of the weather, and then it rained all Friday night. How could it possibly be good? but it was. And I was late getting there. They went with Garden State Dio. She made a little break, but didn't jump on herself, didn't hurt herself. He said it was just when he asked her for power in the turns. Yes, that's a no-no. We don't do that. Not right now. So Garden State Dio rolled off, but she was great the other day when I went with her. Very happy with her. Grace hasn't even trained yet. She'll begin training this Wednesday, I suppose. Granite Hill was castrated. I trained him the morning of his castration. He actually trained pretty good. You can tell he runs in, he runs out. I think castrating, he'll pay more attention to his work and understand his work. But just overall, he's a pretty nice horse to be around. Harlan L was fantastic in his training trip the other day. Here's a horse, I'm telling you, keep your eye on Harlan, because he's a horse that really, the first time we started going with him, like, come on, man, he hits his knees, he's out of gear. Is this horse going to be able to function? We changed his shoes up front, put a heavier egg bar on him to get him up over his knees, and ever since then he's been better and better and better. And he was sprinting pretty hard on the end of the mile the other day. I was really impressed with Harlan L. Harvard Yard was good, has been good for Tim. He said he has a couple of videos he's going to send over to Kelly of Harvard Yard training, but he's been very happy with her. She's just a beautiful filly. Hill of Magic has been good. Now, she rolled off yesterday down by the wire. This is a filly that may need the hobbles. If you'd asked me 3 weeks ago, I'd be like, no shot. She might need the hobble. So we'll see how Hill of Magic does, but she was fantastic the day I went with her. Last week when I went with her, she was good. 3 weeks prior to that when I went with her, I thought she was very, very good. So we'll see. Kathy with an eye. Now the track was starting to get sloppy yesterday. There was 2 or 3 left. Kathy was one of them. We just took the hobbles off her. I went by herself with no hobbles on, and she trained very, very good. So I'm not sure if you'll see her with or without hobbles on for the next little while. She seemed pretty bomb-proof to me yesterday, that's for sure. Luck of the Dragon trained great, continues to look good. Just improvement every week from this guy. Better and better and better and better and better. Very impressed with what I've seen from Luck of the Dragon. Massive Profit was good yesterday also. Just got to thaw him out. Colt went with him yesterday, and I said, Colt, when you go out in the track, jog him around 2 laps, maybe 3, then turn him and let him trot hard for a quarter of a mile through the turns. Just let him set himself up. I said, he wants to trot. Don't push him when he feels a little weak. I said, just feel him. Now, Colt's a great guy, and he works really hard, but he's not a trainer. He doesn't understand sometimes, exactly, what's going on. So it's difficult for him sometimes, but he got him around. He never made a break, and he looked really, really good. So very happy with Massive Profit. Matt's MVP had a temperature for 3 days. He didn't train last week at all. Hopefully we'll get him back going this week. $1 Million Swan, we're trying to get some speed into this guy. It's a work in progress, but his attitude's come good. So I think part of the problem has been fixed, which is his attitude. We fixed that with castration a couple of weeks ago. So 3 weeks ago, $1 Million Swan. I hope to see him come forward in the next 4 weeks. I really do. Miss Mildred looked great the other day. Looked good again on Saturday. She's got one slick gait. Really impressed with Miss Mildred. Mischievous Rose out in the field. We're going to go get her Monday. She won't train Wednesday. You may see her on Saturday, depending on how the week goes. Of Tom trained great the other day. Made a little break on Johnny yesterday. I'm not too concerned. We'll see how she is this week. 1-2 Skip a Few trained great. Jimmy Gillespie went with her, and he said, geez, I love this filly. We added that martingale we wanted to put on her, and he said she was totally different, looked great. Peanut Butter and Jelly, again, Jimmy Gillespie went with her. He loves this filly. Just so you know, the Better Light filly, he thinks she can absolutely fly. Prairie Fire was castrated the other day. He'll be back training Saturday, likely. Procrastinator is back with us now. He'll be back training Wednesday, Saturday. We'll see how he trains. Purple Aura trained good again. She trains good every week. She's just a little race car. Renegade Gypsy continues to look good. Man, I can't get over how big and strong this horse looks. He just looks like a boxer. He's huge. Heavyweight. Resolute Bay was good. I went with Resolute Bay yesterday. Went a mile in 2:43. I thought he was real good. Rose Above It. Amy said he acted up, made a break on her. He's a little bugger sometimes, but you can't be too nice to him on the track. When you go out to train him, you jog him around, much like I said, Massive Profit. Turn him, zip him through the straightaway into the turn, and let him get his bearings, and then when you train him, he's fine. But he'll have his good days and his bad days for a little while. But Rose Above It can absolutely fly when he's got his game on. His game face on. Rosie's Masterpiece continues to be nice. She trained good again yesterday. Slim Jimmy looked I'd say the most improved horse of the week was Slim Jimmy. Colt went with him, cleared to the front, and just put the gas on us. Said to Colt, maybe next time just slow down a little bit. But he was, the fact that Jimmy did gas everyone was impressive. Impressive that he did that as easily as he did. Spent looked good again yesterday. Very happy with him. Now, I trained Stonebridge Dolce on Wednesday. Thought she looked okay. And then, spiked the little temperature on Friday, we weren't able to train her yesterday. She'll be back at it this week. Stonebridge Ducati trained good. Trained good for Mario. We're going to swap out him and Mischievous Rose when she comes in. Just for a little while to see how things are with Hakati. I want to keep a close eye on him. Sweet on Pete's back now, jogging. She'll train Wednesday, Saturday. 3 Point Blue Chip trained good this week. Both on the drone the other day, and then again this week he trained well. Taiwan On is back. She'll be back with us Wednesday, Saturday. She'll be training this week. Tioga Sunshine trained good again yesterday. Continues to train good, I believe. I wasn't there to see her go, so that's where we're at. But I know how good she was on drone day last time. She was fantastic. Twinbee Habanero's ready to start going again this week. Twinkle in Her Eye I thought was fantastic the day I went with her on drone day. She continues to look good. Unbeatable Kemp. 2 horses that were the hugest improvements this week. Slim Jimmy and Unbeatable Kemp. Unbeatable Kemp's always looked good, but he looks very, very good right now. Voyage of Ice and Fire, we had a curb crowd. He's going to miss this week. He'll start jogging on Monday, but there'll be no training for him until that curb's dried out, cooled out, and scabs are on the crow marks. A week from Wednesday at the very earliest. But Voyage of Ice and Fire will miss this week. Will to Win Hanover, I trained her by herself on Wednesday, which I don't often do. I thought she trained well. James went with her yesterday early. I think that might have been planned. He said she trained well. And World for 2, freshly castrated. The earliest he'll be back training is Saturday, and there's a question mark on that also. So those are your 2-year-olds heading in. But you'll notice I don't have any issue. Where's Loving Beauty? Did I mention Loving Beauty? I think I missed her. How do I do that? I did that last week. Loving Beauty, my apologies. She is entered in the Ohio sale with Procrastinator and $1 Million Swan. That doesn't mean any of the 3 are going. I'll be going this week with Loving Beauty. I want to see how she is. All week, she'll be in the principal's office with me. So, that is all your 2-year-olds. You'll note that I don't really have any issues as of yet as far as any of the horses go. And this would be the first year. I think every year I could tell you 4 or 5 we got to really work on. Even the horses that are in the sale, they just got to work harder and change their attitude or stay healthy. There's no real, this horse is no good. None of these 3 are no good. They just have issues that I have concerns with. So this is the first year where we've had horses where, you know, we looked last year, the year before that, and said, geez, I just don't like this horse. Not this year. Not this year at all. So those are your 2-year-olds. Are you back? We still get the 3-year-olds to talk about. We still have all the stables. We're back in just a minute.